Welcome to Faith in Focus. Galilee of the Broken, inspired by the Book of Mysteries by Jonathan Cahn. We were watching the sunset from the ridge of a low hill. Did you ever wonder why Messiah first appeared in Galilee? Why he made Galilee the centre of his ministry? Because it was unlikely. Yes, said the teacher, it was unlikely. But there was another reason. Centuries before Messiah's coming, the people of Israel fell away from God and defied his ways. And then the judgment came as the armies of Assyria ravaged and depopulated the regions of the north, namely the land of Galilee. It was destroyed and left desolate. Galilee was the first of lands to suffer God's judgment. So too Galilee would be the first of lands to receive the comfort of God's mercy in the coming of Messiah. And it was of this land that Isaiah prophesied, "There will be no more gloom for her who was in anguish." In earlier times he treated the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali with contempt. But later on he shall make it glorious by the way of the sea on the other side of Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles. The people who walk in darkness will see a great light. Those who live in a dark land, the light will shine on them. So Galilee was the first land to be broken, I said, and therefore the first to see the power of God to bind up the broken and heal the crippled. Yes, said the teacher, Galilee, the broken land and the land of the broken. And who do you find in Galilee being drawn to Messiah? The crippled, the leprous, the sick, the outcast, the sinful, the defiled. The broken Galilee is the land where the broken find him who came for the broken to be touched by his hands and healed by his touch. The people who walked in darkness saw a great light, Messiah, and in a dark land the light of God lit up their lives. What is Galilee all about? It's about mercy, God's mercy and compassion for the broken and crippled of man, and even for those who are broken because they fell into sin and rebellion. Yes, he said, even those, especially those. And that's all of us, I said, isn't it? Yes, said the teacher, we are all of Galilee, the mission. What in your life is broken or not whole? Bring it to the Messiah of Galilee. Let him see it, let him touch it, and let him heal it. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 1 through 2, "Nevertheless the dimness shall not be such as was in her vexation, when at the first he lightly afflicted the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, and afterward did more grievously afflict her by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, in Galilee of the nations. The people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them hath the light shined." Matthew chapter 4, verse 13 through 16. "And leaving Nazareth, he came and dwelt in Capernaum, which is upon the sea coast, in the borders of Zabulon and Nephthalim." 14. That it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, "The land of Zabulon and the land of Nephthalim, by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles. The people which sat in darkness saw great light, and to them which sat in the region and shadow of death light is sprung up." Mark chapter 2, verse 16 to 17. "And when the scribes and Pharisees saw him eat with publicans and sinners, they said unto his disciples, How is it that he eateth and drinketh with publicans and sinners? When Jesus heard it, he saith unto them, They that are whole have no need of the physician, but they that are sick. I came not to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance." Thank you for joining me on Faith in Focus. Remember, these insights are inspired by Jonathan Cahn's The Book of Mysteries. Until next time, may you find strength in the revelation of his love,